Ooh, okay, this cave looks promising. Still no iron. And there is skeletons. I gotta... Okay, wait. We're battling it out. I now have to run all the way back there. I'm gonna be honest, they're kind of... Okay, alright, just down here. Let's go. But I never give up. Okay, I can't sleep. Alright, collect as much as I can and run. Okay, and now I'm being shot and taking full damage. Amazing performance from me. Hello everyone, and welcome to the second episode of my Minecraft survival series. Now you might notice something weird about this, which is that this is actually a video, and that's because yesterday I spent an hour recording myself play on my Beat the Game world, but the entire time my microphone was not properly connected. So while I recorded this video, I was talking normally, thinking I was recording my voice and everything, but I wasn't, and now I have this silent recording of Minecraft gameplay. But I didn't want all of this to go to waste, and I didn't want to have to start the Minecraft world again, having made a bunch of progress offline. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to watch myself play this video, and I'm going to try to just recap everything. I haven't rewatched this video since I recorded it, so although I know some of the stuff that's going to happen, I'm hoping my reactions will still be pretty, live. Okay, so I started this off the way I ended the last episode, which is in this dirt cage that I made for myself. So I just mined out of that, and I broke out of the house. There's still monsters outside, but I guess I just felt more prepared. I decided to just spend some time cutting down trees so I would have some material to actually build walls for my house. Because at the moment, you can see it's just kind of a random collection of wood. Alright, now here I am expanding the house with the wood that I gained. Just building support beams. Oh, and then I spot some skeletons. And then I think they spot me, but they don't because I guess the skeleton AI is just really confusing like that. Alright, back to building the house, I guess. This is when I realized that my entrance is in shambles, and I build a little wall. Oh wait, I know what I was doing here. This is when I was talking about how making my house long would look weird, but then I was like, yo, what if I put it in an L shape to like the natural slope of the hill? I remember talking about the slope of the hill, and in retrospect that feels really silly, but I do still think that an L-shaped house would be cool, so that is still my plan for the house. So if you can imagine, it would go like straight across there, and then it would turn left and go that way. I'm glad my explanation now is matching up with me explaining it in the recording. That helps. Watching myself play Minecraft normally is already a surreal experience, but doing it without the audio and having to like reconnect everything in my mind is just so weird. Anyway, I think here I'm talking about, like, how the shader shows me that the sun is coming up. But honestly, like, knowing that the sun is gonna come up a little bit before the sun comes up is not the most helpful thing. Oh, and then here's the zombie with a shovel that I tried to fight. Alright, one hit. One thing I forgot to do in the last episode was I completely forgot about the combat cooldown system, and I was just spamming my sword last episode. In this one, I did try and do that less, but I don't think it really worked out for me here. Yep, there we go. Died. Alright, and then I found a weird chunk error for like 1 second, and now I'm confused, looking around, I don't know where I'm going. There we go, now I'm heading the right way. Heading back to where I died, you can see all my stuff just floating around. Now I'm talking about the bundle, and the reason for that is because in the last episode when I was editing it, I saw that I left one of my bundles behind in the cave where I died. Okay, I'm reorganizing my inventory. Okay, I think now I'm just doing some lawn mowing. Oh no, I remember this. I lost my stone shovel, I couldn't find it, so I had to go mowing through the grass to get it. There it is. And I only remembered that I lost my stone shovel when I was trying to reorganize my inventory. Now I'm going right back to chopping wood. Alright, now chopping down this tree, this is where I spotted a little cave. It was right by my house, which is, it was good because all the other caves that I'd found so far were up in the mountains. And going up and down the mountain was getting really annoying for me. Alright, now I'm making birch wood and oak wood, and I'm using this to expand the house even more. Now don't worry, I'm not going to spend this entire episode just building the house. If that's what I did, I definitely wouldn't have tried to re-record the whole thing. If all I did was build the house, I would have just recorded another episode and forgotten about this one, trust me. Alright, now I'm building walls, it looks like. Yeah, I built some nice wide windows to give myself a good view of this village. Look at that panoramic view, that's great. And I also got a similar view for this harbor, which looks great with the shaders on. Alright, now I'm just looking at my messy inventory. Probably gonna go clear it out, because it's like almost full. Yep, here I go, making a chest. I'm surprised that I lasted this long without a chest. I suppose the bundle helped. Now that I have just the essentials, looks like I'm leaving. So here I am, entering our new cave, going down this waterfall here, and I'm seeing like a lot of copper, but not much else, until this zombie appears. And it's about this time that I've realized that this cave is absolutely a dead end. There's nothing else behind this zombie. And this is what I remember about cooldowns, and I actually do proper combat. And I'm just making sure that absolutely there's nothing here. Maybe oh, if I check this little crevice up here. Nope, nothing. Diddly squat in this cave. All just copper and coal, none of which I need, so back up I go. So after that immense failure, I returned to my original plan, which is to start mining in the mining hut. Now this was the last thing that I did before the end of the last episode, but I did not get very far down. So, off I go. The only stuff that I found in this last episode was just a bunch of copper, which is not helpful. And this next part is just going to be a few minutes of uninterrupted mining, so I don't mind if you'll collectively skip through this part. And I think this is about as far as I got, just down below this diorite. And then I realized that, well, I'm at Y level 30, and I might not be aligned. I was trying to mine in a 3x3 area to keep a central column, as you can see there with my gestures, but I wanted to make sure that I was aligned properly, so I decided I would go up to the top, and then I would dig straight down, which is obviously, you know, not good Minecraft advice usually, but in this case, if you've already built a staircase around the entire area, you can be pretty confident that you're not going to fall in lava. So, here I go. Alright, and this is the bottom, and then I went like 2 blocks further before I realized. And now I've got to mine myself out of this hole. And look at that, gold, which was actually not that helpful considering I hadn't found iron yet. And I almost mined it with a stone pickaxe just then, and I was so unhappy when I did that. It's just such a classic noob move to mine a rare ore without having the right pickaxe. And then I saw this eclipse, which I was concerned might be a indicator that phantoms would spawn, but it turned out to not be that. Just a regular part of the moon cycle. It's kind of annoying that Past Fractal managed to notice it before I could. I mean, I'm not even doing anything, I'm just watching this video. I should be noticing everything, but I'm really not. Now, one thing that's a bit annoying about this video, not the one that you're watching, but the one that I'm watching, is that I'm currently watching it without audio, because the Windows Media Player does not have support for playing multiple tracks at once. And recently, I started recording my audio in 2 tracks, one for gameplay and one for my mic. But since my mic is the main track that's getting picked up by the Windows Media Player, and it's silent, I can't hear anything. But what's happening right now is I believe I have just heard the sound of lava popping somewhere to my right behind me. So naturally I started mining, and look at that. That is the glow of lava on my shader. So now I knew for sure that I had just found lava. And look at that. There it is. I mined in, and luckily it wasn't a pool, it was just a waterfall, which gave me a nice source of light that I could very easily get rid of. So here I tried to block it off. I am pretty proud of myself for hearing that lava. That's like a pro Minecrafter trick that I pulled off just there. And there was a lot of iron. Look, even more behind that block I just mined. There's some up there, there's some down below where the lava was. So I quickly blocked off the stream, and I got to work mining some of the iron. And there was this big ravine below me. Mining it revealed that there was another cave that went up there, so I thought, well, that would be the easiest place to go next. Let's just go up there. So up I went, and look, light at the end of the tunnel. Iron. Let me just mine this iron real quick, and then that's literally the only thing in the entire cave. So here I went down the cave where the lava was flowing, and I tried to get some of the iron that I could see. Now there was redstone down there, but of course I didn't have an iron pickaxe, and I also did see more iron at the bottom of the cave, but I also didn't feel like venturing like straight down into deep slate level if it was going to be hard to get back out. I learned my lesson from last time, going down into that like straight down drop of a cave. So I went right back out, and I decided to go explore the ravine instead. So I bridged across this gap, which was, you know, stressful moment, and then I heard skeleton. And skeletons are especially scary in these situations because they can shoot you right off a bridge and you will fall and you will die and it will be horrible. So to prevent that, I put a little railing at head height to stop me from getting knocked off, and I retrieved my iron. I seem to be heading back up, and I believe the reason I'm doing this is because, well, I have 15 iron. That's enough to make a bucket, a pickaxe, a shield, and a chest plate, which is what I planned on doing with it. Oh, and that was my first stupid moment and there's my second. Yeah, I almost fell into the hole like twice in a row just then. I'm pretty sure just like last time, I almost fell into the hole while I was talking about almost falling into the hole. So here I'm just smelting my iron in the basement, and now I'm just using the iron that I have to make a bucket. And I think my plan here was to fill this with water and put it at the bottom of my staircase, because running up and down the staircase is getting really time consuming, and I was getting really sick of it. Then I got some more iron from the furnace, and I made a pickaxe. I read that achievement, and I was like, isn't it iron pick? And I was just thinking about how terrible that name is, because it's like, it sounds like it's trying to be a pun, but like, what's the pun? And I just sat there, you can see, being really still, trying to figure it out. And then eventually I realized, and I was like, oh, it's meant to be, isn't it ironic? Like iron pick, but it's iron nick, ironic. It doesn't work, and that's just what I hate it. They need to change it because, I don't even know how to express it, but I'm sure you understand what I mean. It just doesn't work. Here it looks like I'm gearing up to go back into the mines. Oh, actually, no, I'm not. What am I doing? I must have forgotten something, but I have no clue what I forgot. I forgot what I forgot, you could say. Oh, I'm making a chest plate, I believe, which is very wise on my part. Good job me for not going into the mines without armor. And now that I had my brand new fresh iron pickaxe, I could finally mine this gold, which was very nice. And I mined down and I put my water bucket right in the perfect place. Now I thought that maybe, oh, what if I hit that little block on the edge, but then there's also like a whole staircase up there, so I realized pretty quickly that if I was going to hit the block down there, I would have just hit it closer to the top, so there was really nothing to be worried about. So here, I decided to try and bridge across this ravine. I made sure to keep my railing going, just in case any skeletons decided to stop by, trying to get down to the base of the ravine while also building a staircase that I could take back up. So here, I just mined down one block, hopped out. Now when I was up there, I did spot a ton of lapis. There's just a lot of lapis in here for some reason, which I don't really need at the moment. So then I just climbed up here, got this iron, which I couldn't see from the top. And then I think at this point I heard a skeleton coming from behind the wall. And I feel like I really should be listening to this with audio. Just around this time I was being very rudely harassed by a skeleton, making all of its clanky, rattly noises from across the wall. At this point I headed over here and I spotted a mine shaft right next to two other veins of lapis I'd spotted. Found more iron. Right when that was done, I decided to head up, try and look at the mine shaft, see if there was any way up, but there wasn't. The ravine ended there. Oh, actually here, this is a dangerous one. Watch this. Alright, and then I hesitated, and then I grabbed the lava, and you should have heard me when I was doing that, because I was way too scared. Like, it's a bucket of lava, it is not that big of a deal. Anyway, so here I decided to create some beautiful diorite cobblestone architecture with, well, what I had on hand, which was diorite and cobblestone. So it doesn't look good, but it does function, it does do what it's meant to do, so it doesn't really matter. Being very careful here. I'm taking way too long to place each block. Alright, so I finished the staircase, hopped into the mine shaft, and the first thing I see is this big cave that I also can't really reach, but you can see up there, that's a pretty big cave, so... Oh, and then my pickaxe broke, and it scared me, but then, iron pickaxe, remember that? Brought that up, used that, and got up, and mined this vein of iron that I saw, and then ran away. Wait, what happened? Why did I run away? What happened? Oh, the skeleton, yes. That skeleton that was taunting me earlier, that was absolutely there. It was just in that cave on the other side of the wall. Okay, zombie. From what I remember, this is an absolutely epic battle. Look at that. Yeah, 2 hits, dude. 2-hit kill with a stone sword. That's the best thing you can ask for. Then I saw a baby zombie, and I was like, no, I am not fighting a baby zombie. I do not have the skills to fight baby zombies yet. I just ran. Alright, back in the house I go. And looking at it in the recording, it actually, from that one angle, when you're like coming at it from the village, it actually doesn't look too bad. And then I smelted my iron, and I smelted my gold with 1 coal each, which I knew would obviously not do the entire haul. It wouldn't do it all in one go, but it doesn't matter because I had extra oak. Anyway, I used what iron I had to create a shield, and the thing about me is I'm not much of a shield user. I played a lot of Bedrock, and in Bedrock you have to crouch use a shield, and I don't know, and I didn't know, it was like so complicated, I just didn't do it. Right, I didn't use a shield, but I decided to make one just for this, because I thought learning to use a shield, you know, it might be a good thing to learn if I'm going to eventually, you know, beat the game on this world. It's nighttime, which is the perfect time to go back in the mines. Go back in the mines, please. Go back in the mines. No! Oh, instead of going back in the mines, I'm doing who knows what. Alright, and then, now I went mining. Surely I go mining now. Am I going mining? Oh no, I'm fighting monsters. Okay, great. Whoa. Okay, yeah, so it looks like I'm being followed by, quite a few zombies from all angles. Looks like I'm running away, breaking grass. I think this is because trying to see the zombies through the grass was really annoying, so I was just trying to get rid of it. Purely for combat strategy. And then I landed 1 single hit. Oh, 2 hits on a zombie, and now there's a creeper, and now I'm... Okay, so now I'm taking refuge in the village, trying to sleep. And then I notice I'm being followed and shot at by skeletons. And then I head back, and I try to get an achievement really quickly. There we go. I just realized that I had a shield, and I was like, wait, there's an achievement for shields getting shot by arrows, right? Alright, brand new day. Perhaps it's finally time to go mining. To be honest, at this point, we're about 40 minutes into the recording, and I'm pretty sure this is about all of the mining that I did in this episode. Oh, that was an epic zombie kill. Oh yeah, and here I spotted a creeper. We'll see how this goes. Alright, watch this. 1 hit on the creeper, run away. Alright, let's see. Oh, coming in for the 2nd hit. Successful. Okay, hit number 4. And that's a kill. That's probably the best creeper kill on this series to date. And then I went back to chopping trees again. Down I go, making a new axe. I'm pretty sure that at this point I made an axe pun, but I also do not remember what the axe pun was, so it was at this point that I stumbled upon this cave, which I actually remembered from the first episode of this series. Is there any leaf litter around? It looks like no. I was talking about leaf litter or something, and then I walked right past this, but didn't actually acknowledge it. And this cave, if you look down, you can see right down to deep slate, I think, as well as an enderman. I'm not sure if you can actually see deep slate, but you can see down pretty deep. Anyway, here I found this really cool looking tree. It had like, you know, proper like branches that stuck out from the trunk with like different things of leaves attached to them, whereas usually, you know, the big trees, they're just a clump of leaves with like random logs scattered inside. So it was a cool looking tree, but I definitely did not want to cut it down. Alright, now because I'm bored, I'm now commentating from pretty far away. At this point, I finally finished that terraforming that I started last episode, where I was trying to like smooth out this hill to fit my house better, which is, you know, a little selfish. Like, who am I to tell the hill what to do just because of some stupid house I'm making? I made some extra birch planks to fill in this hole that was there for so long. I realized finally how infuriating it was, and I got rid of it. Then I used my extra logs to build a little extra support beam on top of the wall. I don't think I said this in the original recording, but I do plan on having just 1 more story before I finish off the stories for this. I know 3 is already like pretty ambitious for a starter house that I also hadn't really built at all. But this 4th floor probably isn't even going to be built until after I finish everything else. So don't worry about that, alright? I've got better priorities this time. I'm staying a little more organized. Here I'm finally fixing this weird bit of oak ceiling that I left in here. And now I'm filling in that row. And I think I was planning on just doing that row, but I mean, look at that. With the oak and the birch, it just looks kind of weird, so I did decide to do another row, finishing it off completely, which gave me this little weird ledge you can jump on, which doesn't really do much, but I could put like furnaces there, I guess, or just chests. I broke a window in the wall to see how that looked, but it did not look good, so I did block it right back up. Oh, so now I'm breaking the doorway, which goes right onto a hill, so that one wasn't that good, but I did block the doorway to the basement last episode, so looks like I'm digging through the dirt to build a second one. Look at that. See, that's a nice view of the beach. That's a nice doorway, so I did keep that one, but yeah, look at that. Look at me gesturing towards everything. But I'm going to realize in just a moment that I forgot to make that wall fully cobblestone. Yep, there we go. Got the cobblestone in the inventory. And look how much better that looks. It's finally all one block instead of the absolute tragedy it was before. Alright, I've just realized I got a lava bucket in my inventory, and I don't really know why, but I just decided to put it in the beach amongst the sand. There's really no reason for this. I just kinda wanted to put the lava somewhere, and that was the most easily accessible place. It's so weird just watching myself run around the house, and I have no clue what I'm saying. Alright, I'm holding cobblestone and looking at the mining hut, so I think this might be the time when I decided to finally actually get the mining hut built. Yes, okay. This mining hut has been just 2 blocks for the entire episode, so I finally decided, look, we're going to get it out of the way. I'm going to build some support beams out of oak logs, just like the house. I'm going to get some nice cobblestone walls, and I'm going to build this thing. I made sure to make it the same width on both sides, 4 blocks out on the left and right side of the doors. And where the door is, it like sticks out like that, which I thought was pretty cool. But then after I placed these support beams, I realized that this is kind of unnecessarily wide. I mean, just look at that. Who needs that for that 3x3 hole? You do not need that much wall. So I decided to get rid of this part, put a support beam there, and make it just 2 blocks wide. Making sure I get it nice and symmetrical, putting another support beam in. So that's the last of the cobblestone and the last of the logs. At this point, I was still planning on getting the mining hut done. I just had to, you know, go down, get some cobblestone or some logs or whatever. And then I see this creeper coming, so time for creeper combat, I guess. Oh, and then a zombie popped up behind me. Wow, I don't even know what I'm doing. Well, I guess I'm gonna fight the zombie. Let's see this. Oh, and the creeper. Can't forget about the creeper. And now there's a zombie, and I think at this point... Alright, well, I'm coming in for one swing, and that guy's got a shovel. Oh, and I'm taking blows, and there's 3 mobs now. Alright, let's see. Can I do it? Can I do it? I actually don't remember how this went. I think I killed these guys. I mean, I sure hope I killed these guys. Heading back to the mining hut to build it, there's just so many mobs. There's like 3 skeletons there being followed by a creeper. I tried to just run in and put torches and light up the area, but then again I only had 1 torch. When I placed those blocks, I actually was trying to use the shield, but I just accidentally built a wall instead. And the zombies are climbing over, and I gave up. You know what? I did the exact same thing that I did in the last episode, and I ran down to the basement, and I blocked up the entrance with cobblestone. The exact same thing. And then I was like, oh, well, you know, this is I guess a fitting time for the outro, you know, ending it the same way we did last time. So here's me going into F5, and at this point I'm probably talking, I'm probably asking, you know, for a like. And I haven't realized that I forgot to block the door behind me. Oh, no I have. And now I'm gonna do my outro too. So guys, if you like this video, which, I mean, it's not as good as it would have been considering I had to commentate over the whole thing, but if you liked it anyway and you want to see me make a 3rd video with actual live gameplay, then make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I'm actually enjoying playing Minecraft like this, and I do want to make a 3rd one, so it probably will be out, I'm hoping sometime in the next few days. So yeah, that's about it. I hope you guys have been enjoying this as much as I have, and I will see you all in the next video. And now I'm going to skip ahead to the part where I decided to do the exact same thing I did last episode and lock myself in a cage of dirt and stone. That's it for today's video, and goodbye.